Welcome to Growing the Seed, the podcast where we document the steps we take to build the Sowing Seed podcast, the business, and the brand. We'll share what works, and we'll share the challenges. Now, from the studio on top of a hill in a very, very remote location, here's your host, Matt Miller.
When I first started podcasting and creating content, first off blogging, but then later as a podcaster here going on 3 years now ago, one of the biggest struggles that I had in that entire process is disconnecting from all the other things I had going on in my life and finding time each week to produce the content I needed at a predictable time schedule and calendar for the audience without constantly having to change my mind from, okay, I'm working in School Spirit Vending now, supporting the franchise team, and now I got to jump over and do this podcast for Sowing Seed, and then I got something else going on, etc. Well, John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire fame, I'll never forget hearing him on at a podcast movement conference here a couple of years ago on stage talk about his show. He actually does a 7 days a week show, has been doing that for 4 or 5 years, has several thousand episodes that he's produced. And I'm like, how in the heck does the guy do that? Because I'm having, at the time, I just had one show, once a week. And he brought up a point which was a complete and total game changer for me, that being batching my content. Now, this doesn't just apply to podcasts. It can apply to blogging. It can apply to Facebook posts. You can't schedule on Instagram. You got to do that in real time. But Twitter, you can schedule, etc. as well. And so he talked about batching, meaning scheduling a block of time to do a bunch of content all at once and then drip it out at a regular schedule that is predictable to your audience. Well, that's what I started to do here year and a half ago or so when I decided that I wanted to produce even more content and to have a couple of different podcasts based on the different interests that I have and the different spheres of influence where I think that I can really make a positive impact for folks. So as an example, this episode of Growing Seed is the third or fourth that I have shot today on January 3rd. It's a Saturday. Don't have a whole lot going on. In fact, kind of coming down after a 10-day trip to China that we just got back from here a couple of days ago, my youngest daughter and I, Rebecca. And so I'm mentally in the right state of mind. It's too cold to really do a whole lot of stuff outside yet. And anyway, so I thought I'd come out here for an hour or two and knock out a bunch of episodes all at once to batch them all together so that thought process and mentally I'm all in. It allows me to fill out my podcast planner and get ahead for the team that I have, Scott and Heidi, to do what they need to do to make sure that we get these published in advance. And in this case, work ahead a month or so. So literally, I have my podcast planner that I showed you guys here not too long ago on a recent Growing Seed episode. Well, now I'm literally just sitting down, and in some cases have some notes or a short outline, and others I'm just kind of talking off the cuff based on my experience and sharing multiple episodes, recording in video and audio, and in the process, able to get ahead, able to take advantage of the time where I'm in the mood and of the right mindset to produce the best content that I believe that I can, and not let this show and the others that I have completely take over my life, but be a welcome addition to the other things that I'm doing, family, and most importantly, School Spirit Vending, which is our real bread and butter and where, 90+% of my time goes in support of our franchise team and in support of the schools that we're working with all over the United States and beginning to work with in Canada. So batching, guys, whether it be podcasts, whether it be blog posts, whether it be for your business, creating Facebook content and using Facebook to schedule that content over a period of weeks or months so that you are regularly producing content that your customers, or for those that might come across your company or business Facebook page, to create and add value to them and to further educate them on what you do, how you do it, etc. I can't stress enough the power of it, guys. This is how I am able to have 5 shows and do all the other things that I do. I'm not Superman. I've just figured out a way by batching, like JLD and many others do, to be able to maximize my time and to give focus here for a concentrated period of time and then move on to do the other things that I've got going on in my life. Hope this helps, guys, and God bless you. Hey, guys, for those of you that are not aware, Sowing Seed does have a YouTube channel. You can search Sowing Seed Podcast on YouTube. And if you would do me a favor and subscribe to that YouTube channel, that would be awesome. If you see any videos or content there that have provided value, if you wouldn't mind, leaving your comments, etc., that would help to grow that community as well. I try to record as many of these episodes as I can in video and in audio and post them in both places because especially when I'm doing the Growing Seed episodes that occur every Friday, oftentimes I'm referring to different websites or different things online or the statistics from the show. And YouTube allows me to show those in video format so that you can actually see what I'm talking about instead of just hearing it in audio form. So anyway, check out Sowing Seed Podcast on YouTube. Like I said, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and leaving any thoughts on any of the videos that have provided value to you, I would greatly appreciate it. And man, if you wouldn't mind sharing with your friends or family or folks that you think would see this podcast as valuable, it would be a huge, huge blessing here, and I would be humbled if you would do that. The show is growing very, very quickly, but I know there's lots more people that can benefit from this content, that can join the conversation and be a part of those seeds that we're sowing 3 times a week, each and every week, as we grow this audience and create a movement in the process. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for your help in advance. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening. Check out our website, sowingseed.net, the Sowing Seed channel on YouTube, and if you got something out of today's podcast, give us a 5-star review on your podcast player of choice. Until next time, go plant the seed you need to succeed.